I have to ask you, are you okay? Because the last couple of months must have been very bruising psychologically. Of course, you had been a minister for 2 years in the Johnson administration. You'd previously been vice chairman of the Tory party too, so you'd had these big jobs. But this was a really momentous moment for you in your career. You had a seat around the cabinet table. You were Environment Secretary, a really important, consequential post. 7 weeks later, you're out. You're back to the back benches.
No, I'm fine, Dan. Great to be with you today. Look, there are ups and downs in politics, as in life. It was a great privilege, of course, to serve around the cabinet table, to serve at the Department of the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. A big job. It affects people's lives every day of the week. Am I sorry to have left government? Yes, but equally, it was great to serve at Trade before that. It was great to be involved in the writing of the manifesto. And that's what I'm going to get back to now. I'm going to get back to thinking about policy and thinking about what we need to do as a party to make sure that we rebuild for the future and that we go out and win the support of the people in future elections.
But isn't that the big problem? And actually we've heard from another Trussite, you might say Simon Clarke, in recent weeks, who's very concerned about the policy direction under Sunak and Hunt, because actually you can say a lot of things about Liz Truss, and you know I'm very open about the fact that I supported her throughout the summer and I supported her during her premiership. You can say that maybe she went too fast, maybe the mini-budget wasn't implemented in the right way, right? You can say that. But the Tory party under Sunak and Hunt, your party, seemingly have now turned their back on growth.
Well, we do need to be mindful of both stability and growth, as you rightly say. Look, I won't pretend that I agree with absolutely everything that Jeremy has announced. Jeremy is fundamentally a good person. I wish him well in doing his job. I think I certainly want the Conservative Party to succeed. But at the same time, there need to be champions in Parliament of lower taxes, of freedom for people.
He's just increased the tax burden to the highest ever in history. Truss was going to cut taxes.
Well, I didn't vote for those proposals, but I would say that actually, whatever happened today, we need to make sure that tomorrow we are making the case for cutting taxes in the years ahead. And I want to make sure that those hard-working families who work every single hour of every single day, who get up whilst the curtains are drawn in other people's homes, they know that the Conservative Party is on their side. And it is not good enough to simply say that the Labour Party, though this is true, that the Labour Party would tax you more. We need to demonstrate that we're giving people their choice on how they spend their money.
Well, look, the Labour Party at the moment is sounding more right-wing than the Tories, which is really extraordinary. Now, look, I know you care a lot about your constituents, so what the hell are you saying to them when they come to you at the moment and say, I didn't vote for Sunak over summer, I voted for Truss, no one's ever voted for Jeremy Hunt, and certainly this wasn't the tone and the tenor of the Conservative manifesto in 2019. How do you justify to them where your party has gone?
Well, look, clearly there are a number of events that unfolded that sadly brought the demise of Liz's premiership. But what I'm really focused on is, when I'm speaking to my constituents, is saying, well, what am I championing? And I'm going to continue to champion freedom. You know, I'm going to make sure that in Parliament there are people standing up for freedom. Freedom for people to spend their own money, freedom for families to live their own lives, and also, and it's important, we as the Conservative Party here in this country, where we have the freedom to debate, where we have the freedom to disagree, where we have the freedom to worship whoever, whatever we want,
well, yes, but
we do that internationally.
But the media and the political establishment are sort of celebrating at the moment because they feel with the downfall of Truss, they have ended libertarianism and the Tory party forever. Do you think that's true? Or actually, is there a way for your wing of the party to come back?
No, it is not true. There is certainly still a great deal of support, not only in Parliament, but out in the country, for that agenda of lower taxes, of making sure that we lower taxes to drive investment and get the growth we need. It remains true that you cannot tax your way to growth. That was true in the summer. It's true now. And though all sorts of events unfolded that meant that Liz felt it best to resign, we've got to stand up for that principle. That's how we create the jobs of tomorrow, and not by more state spending.